My name is Donald Clouston Hay. Donald is D-O-N-A-L-D. Clouston, C-L-O-U-S-T-O-N, and Hay, H-A-Y.
What is your birthday?
31st of January, 1933.
So how old are you now? 85?
86.
86.
I've just had my birthday end of last month.
Oh, you look young, much younger than
Thank you, I'll
86.
take that compliment.
Great. So where were you born?
Here,
In Gisborne?
in Gisborne.
Oh, beautiful city. I just arrived yesterday and it is beautiful and clean.
Yes.
Yes. So tell me about your family background when you were growing up, when you were a child, your parents and your siblings, please.
My parents were on a small dairy farm on the way to Te Karaka, a small, shall I say, village.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where I did all my schooling.
How about your siblings?
They did all their schoolings there as well.
How many siblings did you have?
I had 4. One is now deceased. None of them served in the services.
I see.
Yeah.
All boys or girls?
All boys.
All boys. So
Yeah.
4 of you. You're the eldest?
I'm the eldest.
Uh-huh. Tell me about the school you went through, the names of the schools and so on.
It was the Te Karaka District High School.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was the primary, Te Karaka Primary. Then I went to the Te Karaka District High School. I left
Yeah.
in my second year at high school. I didn't even finish it.
When was it?
1950.
1950?
No, 1948. Sorry. I'm
1948.
thinking, 1948.
Yes.
Yes.
And what did you do?
I joined the Navy at 15.
Wow. So you were at age of 15
Yes.
and joined the Navy.
Yes.
Did Navy allow you to join them?
It was legal. That's as a seaman boy, the age to join as a seaman boy was from 15 years, 3 months till 17, no, I'm guessing here now, round about 7, no, it was a lot more than that.
So you were not afraid?
17.6 or something like that.
And you were not afraid to join the Navy
No?
at the age of 15?
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
These days, those are impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where did you go to get the basic military training?
Well, to Auckland, HMNZS Tamaki.
Tamaki. Could you
Tamaki.
spell it?
T-A-M-A-K.
Tamaki.
I-K-I. Tamaki. Yeah.
So it's
And that was based on Motuhi Island, out in the Gulf.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of training did you receive?
Basic seamanship.
Like what? Swimming?
Yes, we had to swim, sail, learn our military drills. Yes, we slept in a hammock.
Hammock?
Yes, had to look after ourselves. And I can tell you, at that age, the Navy had school teachers and we still went back to school. We had to do so much schooling.
Ah.
Yeah.
So there was a school besides that basic training camp?
Well, they had a teacher and we went to a particular area and still carried on schooling.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I went to sea,
Yeah.
we had a school teacher on board and we still went to school.
Oh, really? Nobody tell me about it. Tell me. So even in the naval vessel,
Yeah,
you had to learn.
We still had to go to school.
What kind of school, what kind of classes did you take? What do they teach?
They had
in
their
the
own
ship?
ordinary. Gosh, now I can't remember. But,
New Zealand standard education.
yeah, usually that's what it was.
So like English?
Yep. Maths, yes.
How many hours in the ship? You had to serve as a seaman, right?
I was a seaman boy, well, first under training,
Yeah.
then on board ship, and they had school teachers that us young boys still had to carry on with our education.
Do you remember how many hours a day that
No,
you had to take?
I think it was only about 1 or 2, something like that.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
And do they grade you?
Well, you had to pass exams.
And you did?
Yes,
Good.
yes,
Very good.
yes.
I didn't know about that. I did interview many seamen here in New Zealand, but they never told me that you had to take classes in the ship.
That was for us young seaman boys who joined 15 to 16.
Yes. So from after you finished your basic military training, where did you go and what did you do?
We then went on board a cruiser, HMNZS Bellona,
Bellona?
Bellona,
B-E,
Llona,
Bellona.
Bellona.
And cruiser. And what did you do?
Well, we were part of the crew. We had to do our duties on board. We still carried on, as I said, with school. Carry on with our schooling.
And
But we were definitely part of the crew and had to do our duties on board.
when did you leave for Korea?
Now, first off, on the Bellona, we did a trip to Australia, then around New Zealand, and then we did an island trip with the Governor General and his family, took them around the islands. On the way around the islands, I think that's when it all happened in Korea. We did not hear on board, but arriving back in Auckland, we were sent on leave, and then I was, what the term was then, drafted to HMNZS Rotoiti.
Rotoiti?
Yeah,
Could you spell it?
Rotoiti.
I-T-I.
Yeah,
Rotoiti.
yeah.
And what kind of ship was it?
It was a frigate.
Frigate.
Yeah.
So you are the first batch.
No, when Korea happened, they sent 2 frigates up immediately. Was the Canary and Tutira.
Tutira. And then you are the second.
We were then the 3rd ship up. We relieved Tutira. Yeah, Tutira. They were up there about 6 months. We did 13 months up there.
So when did you leave for Korea? 1950?
No, 7th of October 1950 we left Auckland.
And where did you arrive? When?
We arrived in Hong Kong and then Kure, which was our base, British Commonwealth base, Kure. I'll just look at this, if you don't mind. Arriving in Japan on the 5th of November to relieve Pukaki. We relieved Pukaki.
And then from there, when did you leave for Korea? Leave for Korea. When? Did
Well, it doesn't state, but we virtually were there for a short time, and then we went on patrol
patrol in
Yeah.
West Sea, right?
on the west side.
Yes, yes.
In fact, I think we were there Incheon. We patrolled off Incheon. We're there 6 weeks patrolling off Incheon when things were getting pretty desperate. We had to search all fishing vessels and so on, make sure there was nothing on them.
Were there anything dangerous stuff in the fishing boat?
No, we
Did you
never
find-
we never found
You
anything.
never found.
No, but things were desperate and we had to make sure.
Yeah. So what was your specialty?
Well, as seaman boys, we didn't have a specialty, but my action stations were on the pom-pom, the 4-barreled anti-aircraft gun. Yeah.
What was your specialty? Anti-aircraft gun? You were in
It was an anti-aircraft gun.
And have you ever shot those guns?
No, I loaded. They're 4 barrels and I was on the side loading 2. There was a chap on the other side loading the other 2.
But you were never, you didn't have any chance to shot it actually.
No.
So that means that there were no enemies all around.
Oh yeah, we certainly used the gun. Oh yes.
For what?
Shelling ashore, one particular incident, I mean, we had a landing, our guys went ashore and at Sognong Sognong Knee Point, and they killed a couple of the enemy and brought back two prisoners. And then we had another landing, not me, I was too young.
Yeah.
We had another landing with Royal Marines from British cruiser Ceylon, and we lost a chap, he was killed, the only New Zealand naval rating killed in Korea.
Action.
In action.
What's his name?
Robert Marcioni. And they never got his body back. Don't know.
How did it happen? He was shot by the enemy, or
He was shot by the enemy,
Uh-huh.
and our men tried to get him back, but in the end they had to leave him there. The chap told me personally that he got him to the beach, then he covered with stones, but he thinks the next tide maybe got him. Then there was another landing where the Royal Marines went in by themselves and we escorted them right in. They got to the beach, all quiet. As soon as they hit the beach, all hell was loose.
Really?
And they were in desperate straits, and we reversed right up to the beach, and that's when we were using everything we had. Our pom-pom was just 4 barrels going. And then the guns behind us, everything we had, we were using just to get these Marines off again.
So that you rescued them?
They got back off, yes.
You were there too?
I was on the gun firing.
Wow.
In fact, there was 2 of us, one either side. We were the closest to the beach. And I thought afterwards, here we are, standing up. if somebody had taken a pot shot at us, we were so close they could have got us. But we were firing so much at them, they were keeping their heads down. And the Royal Marines got off, we got them back to their ship. They were in desperate straits.
All of them rescued without...
All of them were rescued. There was none actually killed, but they suffered wounds.
Was that in the north of Korean Peninsula? Or?
It was in North Korea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it?
Yes.
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 In the west side of it, right?
On the west side.
Yes. I never heard of any real battle situation.
I've got it in that book of mine.
Yeah. So tell me, show me that book right there.
That's that one.
Mm-hmm. Who wrote that?
Pardon?
Pip Desmond. Yeah, I saw
Pip
that
Desmond,
book.
yes. Now,
and
inside,
there's a page for you.
there's a whole chapter here, a whole story for me.
Yes. Wow, you look amazingly handsome.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
You're full of compliments today.
You could be a movie star. And so in that page, that described the action that you just explained to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've got, yes, it's in there. And that chap there is the one that was actually killed in action earlier.
Earlier. Who's
Yeah.
that? Who was killed?
Well, I say Bob Marcioni.
Could you point it? He's the one.
He's the one.
I'm so sorry. And so I never heard of from other seamen who were in the Korean War and heard about any battle like that. That's a very rare thing happened because the UN forces Navy was dominant, right? There were no enemy vessel, Navy vessels around there, and nobody challenged you, right?
As far as vessels, but we did, we fired at targets ashore whenever we could find one. We used to go up the Han River
Yes.
and be given a target, and our big gun used to fire at this target. We didn't know what it was, but way up the Han River. And while we were up the Han River, we did 2 or 3 trips up there, used to see bodies floating past. This particular time we went up to relieve the Australian frigate, I've got it in the book. Anyway, to relieve them.
From where?
They were up there, and then we were going up to relieve them. We were replacing them. They were coming off, and we were the next frigate.
Where in Han River?
Up the Han River. And they said, oh no, we'll take our captain. They were going up further than we went before. We'll take our captain up there to show them. Well, we were anchored with our big gun, with the way the tide was, poking out to sea, and we heard an almighty racket. Rushed up on deck, and the North Koreans had been waiting. And here's the frigate, Australian frigate, coming down the river as fast as it can, with great spouts of water all around it. Should have been our trip doing that. Great spouts of water all around, and its twin guns on the stern going flat out. I've never seen them go so fast. And it finally got back to us, and it was shot full of holes. It must have been using armour plating because the shells were going straight through. After that, the Air Force came over with napalm and napalmed the whole area where these North Koreans were.
So you were not wounded at all?
Oh no, we were only watching that.
You're right.
We were back safe, and we were only watching it.
Yeah. Any other occasion where you engaged kind of battle situation?
No,
No?
no.
Have you been back to Korea then?
I've never been back.
You've never been. So when did you finish your mission in the Korean seas?
We were there 13 months. I think we arrived back in New Zealand around about September 51.
So you never seen any cities in Korea, right? Were you able to?
We never set foot on the mainland of Korea.
Right.
We went to Busan
Oh,
and anchored there, or we tied up, but never set foot ashore. One of the outlying islands, we did go ashore. I can't remember which one.
right.
Yeah.
But you never learned anything about Korea from the school, right?
No,
No.
no.
Do you know what's going on in Korea right now?
Oh, I've been.
Tell me about it. What do you know about Korea now?
Well, North Korea is a dictatorship.
Developing nuclear weapons.
Yeah, and nuclear weapons, everything. South Korea is now a power of its own. It's certainly a different place to when we were there. I think South Korea is now a force to be reckoned with. And yeah.
South Korean economy now is 11th largest in the world.
Yes. Yes.
Can you believe that?
No, at the time,
At the time, no.
no. But yes, I watch everything I can on Korea.
So tell me more about what do you know on South Korea now?
Not a lot, really. It's
One of the
it's just come up so well. It's recovered so well. It's just amazing to where it was 70 years ago to where it is now. Yes,
you want to go back and see what's
I'd
been
love
done?
to see it.
Yeah.
But,
Have you applied for residence?
no,
in
I've never
Korea?
done. I've
You've
never done. And heart-wise, I couldn't go now.
You wouldn't go now.
No, I
No.
couldn't. I couldn't.
Next year will be the 70th anniversary of
Yes.
the Korean War. Is
Yes.
there any special message? Is there anything that you want to say to the Korean people?
I am so proud of them for what they have done. Yes, we helped them. We got them through that tough time, but what they have done since, I think they should be so proud. Yeah.
What about to young students in New Zealand about the war that you fought for? What would you say to them?
That, I've got it in the book. I was so young that I never heard of Korea. I had no idea where it was. I didn't ask to go there, I was sent. But I am so proud that I did go. In fact, when I got back to New Zealand, I volunteered to go straight back
To Korea?
to Korea and
So
do it
did
again.
you go?
No, it wasn't allowed. They had a new crew. Our ship turned around and went straight back with a new crew. But there's quite a few of us volunteered to go straight back and carry on. But no, it was refused.
Any other episode that you want to leave to this interview that you remember?
In Korea, in winter. It was so cold. It was so cold.
Yeah.
Yes. But being in the Navy, different to the Army, when our shift upstairs was finished, we could go down below and it was warm. But when we were up top, man, in fact, I think Christmas 1950 was one of the coldest ones they had at the time. Yes.
And because you sacrificed for the Korea, now we have a chance to rebuild our nation. The economy is going to be stronger than France by 2030.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
Mm.
Yes.
And we are one of the most substantive democracy in
Yes.
East Asia. So
Yes.
we want to thank you for that, and we want to preserve your memory. And you share those stories about Royal British landed in the
Yes,
shore and
yeah.
you rescued them.
Yes.
That's one of the rare kind
Yes.
of actions that I
Yeah.
never heard of before. So thank you again, sir, sharing your story with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.